My name is John. I am 48 years old. I worked in broadcasting in radio for about 30 years and spent most of my life in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I had always had an issue with drinking and with alcohol. I'd always been around it in my profession. It was something that was always there. During COVID, things got a little worse, darker. I started drinking more. Definitely for about the year before I came to All In, I was isolating. My relationships with friends and family were pretty much non-existent or extremely fractured. And I spent most of my time just by myself at home. I'd go to the store to get beer or alcohol, and had a hard time even talking to the clerks or people there. Like I couldn't look people in the eye. It was kind of a nightmare situation. And I started to notice a lot of physical effects, a lot of the withdrawal things. I would have to wake up in the middle of the night to have something to drink, or I would feel physically ill. And that started to get progressively worse. I didn't really correlate some of the emotional things and mental things that were happening with that. It was easy for me to put all those things on other things, but when I really started seeing like the physical impact is when it really kind of made it a priority for me to fix. I've been having some pretty significant personal problems with my relationship with my spouse, and I've been on and off the phone with my mom and my dad. And my mom had called just I think an 800 number somewhere. She was kind of looking into treatment options, and I got a call back from someone and talked to her, and it was a great person that was on the other line, someone that had been through pretty much the same situation that I had found myself in. And she really told me kind of the from the top-down perspective of what to expect when I came to treatment, what it was going to be like. And that really put me at ease and made me open to accepting it. And then she also stressed to me how important it was that when you make that decision, or you think that that's what you want to do, you really need to act on it. I had thought in my head, well, I do need to go to treatment, but it's a Tuesday at 10 o'clock. I got to pack, I got to call people, I got to do this, so maybe I can fit this into my schedule. Does a Thursday work for you? And she told me that, it was really important to act on that feeling that I had at the time. So, I got off the phone with her. About 15 minutes after that, she told me an Uber was on the way, threw some stuff in my bag, and that was it. And I was off. I was extremely skeptical about treatment, and not that I didn't think it would work, but I thought that after I went to treatment, my life would essentially be over, that I would be unhireable, I couldn't, I would lose my family and friends, everything that I thought about myself and everything that people thought about me would change because I would be, an addict or someone that went to rehab or whatever. And what I have found is that it really was exactly the opposite. It was the start of my life. It was something that now, talking to people, trying to encourage people, inspire people, it's given me a brand new purpose and complete renewed love of life that I hadn't had. I didn't realize how long that had been lacking in my life before I came to treatment in general and All In solutions specifically. First couple of days, I think back on it and how much help I got from staff here, but also other peers. If you needed something, someone would help you out, or they'd help you get, a toiletry or a piece of clothes, whatever it was. So that really helped change kind of the way that I treat myself and treated other people, because I felt so much, gratitude and help from other people. My time was great. Everybody on the clinical side was fantastic. My therapist was amazing. We developed such a special rapport to me. And you know, the short time relatively that you're here, it's amazing that I was able to get so much accomplished with her. And it was addressing things that were important now. You know, I'd seen a couple different therapists throughout my life, but it was always this really kind of broad thing that I didn't understand really where it was going. The time that I spent here addressed things that needed to be fixed and addressed while I was here that would set me up to be successful after I left all in. So all the staff was great. The facilitators were amazing. The groups were always challenging and made you think, and taught you a lot about yourself and your peers, so you could kind of see things through multiple different lenses. And the housing was great too. I didn't expect to be in such a beautiful location and access to go out every day into nature, check things out, walk along the water. You know, on weekends we did really fun activities, saw things that I never expected to be seeing while in treatment. So 100%, everything was great. I would say that All In Solutions has a great balance of addressing the addiction problems that you might be facing, as well as some of the behavioral issues that could be contributing to those things. And it really helps not just get you off of whatever your drug of choice is, but it transforms your life and helps you deal with people and society and life and challenges in a much better way. I just celebrated 6 months last week. My life is completely different. I was reaching, about to turn 50. I kind of thought that my friend group, my social stuff would be diminishing as I got older, that things would be kind of closing in. I really thought that by stopping drinking, that there was not going to be a social situation for me. Like, it was going to be me sitting in a place by myself. And what I've learned is the people I've met here, staying in Florida, the social circle I have, the groups that I've become involved in, the volunteer things that I do, the churches that I've started to associate with, have given me so many different social circles and circles of support that it's sometimes overwhelming how much support and love I feel in my life. And I do believe that I owe that to All In for showing me that those things were available to me. I tried to get sober 3 or 4 times over the last 4 years, and the longest time I would maintain sobriety on my own was about 2 months. And they call it a dry drunk, where you're not adhering to a program, you haven't changed the fundamental problems in your life, you were just saying no every day to alcohol, which was my drug of choice. And I'm impressed that I was able to put that time together when I did, but it's not a sustainable thing. It's always going to fail. You're always going to have a bad day, and you're going to end up seeking that out. You can't have a 100% stress-free, problem-free life. So those were the things that always led me back to drinking. Something would trigger me and I'd have a really hard time, and I don't feel like I'm susceptible to that anymore, given the tools that I learned at All In Solutions. If you're thinking about it, if you're seriously considering treatment, then you need to commit and make that call and do it as soon as possible, because I found that I've been thinking about it for way too long before I actually committed to doing it. There's nothing bad that can come from it, and there's a world that can.